What's up, everybody, and welcome to Hoarding Wombat Collectibles. My name is Tom, and today we have a Dragons Tarkir Fat Pack as we get prepped for Tarkir Dragonstorm, and my next lore video on the story of Dragons of Tarkir coming out next week. I'm really looking to get all 5 Dragon Lords in this Fat Pack. There's 9 boosters, so there's definitely a possibility we can get all 5. To showcase them in like a dragon-themed commander match that I have coming up with my friends. I have a Scion of the Dragon deck that has just like so many legendary dragons throughout Magic, so I'm excited to get these. I have all of them I have 4 of them at least from Fate Reforged, but I think the Dragons Tarkir ones are way better. So let's get opening. Let's see what we got in here. While I'm opening this up, why don't you go ahead and like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing. I have some lore videos coming out. I have these fat packs I do a lot of these fat packs, so like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so you can get notified when I have these, so you're the first one to see them. All right, we're gonna open up this little thing here too. It's always fun. Let's get this open here. There we go. And we got there we go, nice. We got Colligan over here, just fighting the, maybe it looks like some Abzan over there with Mardu kind of hanging out in the back. That's pretty cool. I do like these posters. I'm glad that they still do them. You get some sort of poster with it. And then one of my favorite things that they don't do anymore is these player guides. I love these player guides. They're just like a fun little thing. It talks about kind of the lore, some of the strategies that you can use in there. Obviously all the different Dragon Lords. Sarkhan, and then actually has a full glossary of all of the cards that you can get in this set, which is so cool, and like a checklist on the back. Actually, I've never even seen that. There's a little checklist on the back, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I just love these things. I collect these, and I collect the boxes. Obviously, the boxes have nice art. I just keep some of my extra cards in there, like extra bulk that I have, so I know where to keep them when I'm making a deck. Yeah, in the older ones too, these fat packs, you also get these little just 60 card holders. They don't hold any sleeved cards, but it's just nice to have. Sometimes I use them as like dividers that go in there, and sometimes I just use them as like if I'm starting a deck and I don't really have like a sleeve for it or anything like that ready. It's nothing like extreme in there. I'll just kind of put my deck started in there for that. All right, and then you get this little die. There we go. This is actually pretty cool. I've never seen this bundle die. It's nice and sparkly, little like greenish yellow. It's pretty nice. I'm excited for that. Then you get your 9 booster packs. Oh, I'll just throw that on there. Didn't mean to throw that on there, but all right. And then you have your land packs. So we'll go through land packs really quick. Just showcasing some of the lands. I think the cool part about the lands in this set is they actually are supposed to be like themed. Like I think they made some of the same lands. They reprinted a lot of the same lands, but they are slightly different with like kind of dragon themes on them. So we got a forest, a plains, an island, a swamp, mountain, forest, plains, island, swamp, mountain, forest, plains, island. These are pretty cool. Like, so this one I definitely remember from opening up and just having from the Khans of Tarkir line. But now you have all the dragons around there. Dragon Tempest, which is pretty cool. Got a forest, swamp, island. This is definitely one from the Khans of Tarkir block. But they're all just slightly different, which is just cool. I think it was nice to have 3 different sets that are all from the same plane, so you can kind of like flesh out a whole full story of all these. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like Wizards are just like rushing through things now. It's like now that we have Universes Beyond is taking like a bunch of it too. Like I think 3 sets a year are going to be Universes Beyond, so they really won't have maybe that'll help him slow down on the story and maybe get like the story a little bit better. Tarkir Dragonstorm has a pretty good story. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It wasn't like my favorite story of all time, but I definitely liked it. Definitely better than most of the stories I've seen. Sorry if I'm going through these quick. I do like to just go through every single card that are in here, just to make sure if anyone wants to see these lands. They're pretty nice lands. They're cool artworks. So that'll be it. And you could just like, obviously you could skip to the end. I'll have chapters in there to whatever you want to see. All right. So now we'll get to these little booster packs. Oh, we got a little rules card too. They used to do that with the, with these little fat packs. They do it sometimes. Used to do it with the little starter decks when you had them. They had the little rule book in there, which is pretty cool. I have a starter deck from, I think it's 5th edition. It should have a rule book, so that'll be kind of fun to have a little rule book in there. All right, let's get started. What everybody's here for. The first pack. These rip open so much easier than newer ones. I don't know if it's just like decaying or what. All right. First we have Dramoka Dunecaster, Sibsig Icebreakers, Magmatic Chasm, some Chasm Shamans there. If you want to watch, I do have some lore videos on the cons of Tarkir. So some of these kind of overlap. Center Soul, Gurmag Drowner, Colossadon Yearling, Ajutai's Breath, Sprinting Warbrute. I just got in my morning coffee cracks. Stampeding Elkherd, Custodian of the Trove. I don't know with these golems. I have to look into the Scion of Ugin. That's pretty cool. A little Ugin dragon spirit. I have to look into the golems. I don't know if there's any lore behind them. Gotta take a look at it. Qualsesma Behemoth. Qualsesma Behemoth? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Qualsesma Mountains. The Graceblade Artisan and Gleam of Authority for our rare. Enchanted creatures get +1/+1 for each +1/+1 counter on other creatures you control. That's actually pretty cool. It's a pretty low cost too. You enchant the creature though. Little aura, and you can bolster it. That's pretty cool. I might use that for like a humans deck or something. And then you get just the planes. Then you get this little morph token. I do have a morph deck. I think it's Teamer morph deck. Just of all the morph cards that are in all the different magic packs. I thought it was a cool mechanic. When they did disguise in what was it? The Karlov Manor. I thought disguise was kind of but morph I just thought was really fun. Volcanic Rush, Dramoka Warrior, Coat with Venom, Colligan Aspirant, Pinion Feast, also got in my morning coffee cracks, Sidisi's Faithful, Sprinting Warbrute again, we're probably going to get a lot of those, Naturalize, I'd love Naturalize, I think it's just a great little quick instant, Silumgar Butcher, a Zombie Djinn, that's cool, Shape the Sands, Ruthless Deathfang, Little Dragon, I could put this in my dragon deck maybe. Scale Guard Sentinels, Atarka Monument. Oh, that's cool. That's nice. You can make it into, I think I have Dramoka's Monument. Mirror Mockery. That's pretty cool. And then a Forest. And then just another ad card. I do like, I want to see if we can get some foils here. I do like the older foils. They're pretty nice. Let's get this over here. Next one. There we go. I don't know if we're running low to get all 5 of the Dragon Lords, but we'll see. We got Lose Calm, Champion of Irration, Grave Purge. There we go. Grave Purge, Dragon Fodder, Zephyr Scribe, Pinion Feast, Ancestral Statue. That's pretty cool. I like that artwork. Sprinting Warbrute. We're 3 for 3 with Sprinting Warbrute. Naturalize. I can always use Naturalize. Silumgar Butcher again. Display of Dominance. That's cool. Rakshasa. Seismic Rupture. Encase in Ice. That's cool. Living lore. Ooh, that's cool. I never even knew that was a thing. I guess that's like I don't know, maybe that's the annals of the Sage Eye or something. Living along, walking along. It's pretty cool. A mountain. And then a little goblin token. I like that little goblin guy. He's cool. Nothing on the back. There we go. Got a goblin token. That's the important part. It's those tokens. Those fancy tokens. I don't think there's any tokens in this set that are worth something, but I know there's some that are like actually worth stuff. Hand of Silumgar. We got a Scream Reach Brawler. Resupply. It's got a lot of that elephant's got a lot on him. Grave Purge. That's pretty nice. I'll take that. Gurmag Drowner. Conifer Strider. It's cool, like the wispiness of that. A Jutai's Breath. Spider Silk Net. Twin Bolt. Tagom's Strike. Press the Advantage. Jermoka's Gift. Minister of Pain. Deathbringer Regent. Ooh, that's cool. Enters battlefield if you cast it from your hand, and there are 5 or more creatures on the battlefield. Destroy all other creatures. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Okay. A swamp. It's a high cost, but it's pretty cool. And then just an ad token. All right, cool. We're already almost halfway through. We kind of breezing through these, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So let's get all of the dragons at least. Maybe a Narset or a Sarkhan would be nice too. I don't have any planeswalkers from the set. It'd be nice to have that. Ooh, Modern Masters ad. That's cool. Dragon Fodder. Little goblins getting eaten. Glaring Aegis. Marsh Hulk. Got a lot of these. Has Megamorph. Such a cool mechanic. Sheltered Air. Monastery Lore Master. Reckless Imp. Ancient Carp. That's cool. I like that. It's almost like Dan. But Reckless Carp. Enduring Victory. Segmented Crotic. Megamorph too. Maybe I'll put that in my morph deck. That's pretty cool. Tail Slash. Sight of Scale Lords. Dragon Hunter. Ooh, maybe I can make like a Dragon Hunter deck. That'd be fun. Acid Spewer Dragon. That's fun. Flying and Death Touch. It has Megamorph, but it's a 6 cost for a 3/3. Imagine a 6 cost for a 3/3. And Necromaster Dragon. That's pretty cool. Looks like Silumgar. Like some sort of scion of him. That's nice. And then we have a mountain. And then just a zombie token with that Modern Masters ad on the back. All right, so we're not going to get every dragon. But maybe if we'll get a foil. I don't know. Maybe we get a foil dragon. That'd be cool. But let's at least get one. All right. We have Carsey Sadist. We have Lose Calm again. Champion of Irration. Grave Purge again. Kind of getting the same area. Updraft Elemental. Glade Watcher. It's cool little elemental. In Teamer colors. Shape the Sands. Jutai Summons. Evolving Wilds. I do love the artwork on these Evolving Wilds. That is pretty nice. It's just a cool landscape. Summit Prowler. I actually have like a snow deck that I want. I put this card in. Like snow creatures and yetis and stuff like that. Even though it's not a snow creature, but it's just kind of cool. Then we have Sight Beyond Sight. Draconic Roar. Youthful Scholar. Obscuring Aether. Face down creature spells cost 1 less to cast. Nice. I could put that in my morph deck. That'll be nice. And it's just a 1 cost enchantment. That's pretty sweet. A regular swamp. And then the ad. Okay. Getting down to our last 3. We'll see if we can get that. Planeswalker or a dragon. I want a dragon. Got a lot of Grave Purges right now. Grave Purge again. I might put that in my Scion of the Ur Dragon deck because it throws dragons into the graveyard, so should have a way to like get them back onto the battlefield. Dragon Fodder, even Tactician, Mind Rot, good card. Updraft Elemental, Dragon Scarred Bear. That's pretty cool. Like that bear. Ancestral Statue again. Sandcrafter Mage, Abzan stuff, Jutai's Breath again, Sprinting Warbrute again, Swift Warkite, that's cool. Looks like some sort of like Kolaghan style dragon on there. Anok Survivalist, it's pretty cool. Like the Anok, pretty fun. Dragonloft Idol, a little gargoyle. A Boltwing Marauder, a dragon. It's funny that like are getting all these like lesser dragons, I guess, but they all look like the main dragon lords. But Bolting Marauder, nice. And then we got an island, and then we have just another token. All right, last two. Let's get. We got Sarkhan on this one, so maybe we'll get Sarkhan while we open this up. All right, Volcanic Rush. Put that over there. Dramoka Warrior again. Wandering Tomb Shell. That's cool. Zombie Turtle. I like the Zombie Turtle. 4 for a 1/6. Not great. Servant of the Scale. That's cool. Definitely could put that in like a humans counter deck. Sidisi's Faithful. Fate Forgotten. Flatten. I do like this this artwork for Flatten. Ancient Carp again. Gonna have an all carp deck. Pacifism. This always takes me back, like, I don't know, in the first early days of Magic when I started Magic in like 2013. Pacifism was just a great card. It's not really great anymore, but it's just fun to use. At least when I was using it, I didn't really know how to put together a deck, but I had Pacifisms in there because all my friends had big things that came up from in front of me. Epic Confrontation. Gate Smasher. Rending Volley. Minister of Pain. Got a human shaman. Ooh, Shaman of the Forgotten Ways. We got a mythic. Add 2 mana of any combination of colors to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast creature spells. That is crazy. That's pretty cool. Each player's life total becomes the number of creatures he or she controls. Active this ability only if creatures you have total base power 8 or greater. That is pretty cool. Shaman of the Forgotten Ways. Nice. This actually, I have a Shaman deck that kind of does that with like adds mana to things, so that'll be cool. Forest, it's like a Snake Shaman deck, and then a Morph token, another Morph token. All right, last pack. I think we can do it. I think we're gonna find one. Let's do it. Let's open it up. Get this done. Dutiful Attendant. Got a little warrior. Volcanic Rush. Servant of the Scale, again. Contradict, like a counterspell, but draw a card too. That's a lot for that. Jutai Interceptor. Segment and Crotic. Tail Slash again. Defeat. Reduce in Stature. Display of Dominance again. Herd Chaser Dragon. That's cool. Carsey Deceiver. Oh. Thunderback Regent. Another dragon. None of the Elder Dragons, but we do have a Herald of Dramoka foil. Common foil. That's kind of cool, though, at least. And then a Plains, and then a little token. So that's it. None of the main dragons, but I think we're doing pretty good here. We did get a foil. We did get a mythic, so that's pretty nice. But if you like these videos, I'll be doing more of these bundle boxes, of course, and a lot of stuff on the Tarkir plane. So if you want to watch those, you can like and subscribe. I'm running out of time on my camera right now, but yeah, you'll see the totals up here. Don't think we got our money's worth on this one. I actually forgot. I will be putting the amount that I got this for up top. But yeah, I don't think we got our money back on this one. I think it was like about 79, I think I spent on this. So not quite our money's worth. I don't know, maybe the dice is like worth something, or anything like that. But got some cool cards, a lot of dragons I could use in my Dragon Commander. Just some fun things that we got. We got mythics, dragons, all that different stuff. But yeah, if you want to see, I basically have a bunch of lore videos out already. Cons and Clans of Tarkir Part 1 and 2 are out. You can watch those. I'll link those in the description, or have a little link to them somewhere. And then I'll be coming out with a Dragons of Tarkir video, just on the kind of the story of Dragons Tarkir. That's what we're going to focus on most. We're not going to go through really all the... There's a couple like updates to what happens. A couple different people are switched around, and then like obviously the dragons are in power. But so we'll go like briefly through the kind of the world building behind the new timeline, and then we'll go to just going through like the actual story of what Sarkon's up to, what Narset's up to, and what all the Dragon Lords are up to. Just getting into trouble everywhere. So if you like this video, you can check out some of my other bundle box openings that I've done, and like and subscribe if you like to see what I'm doing to support the channel. Thanks everybody. Have a good day.